All right, guys. I just want to discuss my thoughts on the California wildfires again. Just did a little more research, and if you haven't seen my previous videos, I talk about like what's going on. Like all of this stuff is planned. The Build Back Better, the slogan, and I was just kind of thinking about Hawaii, Lahaina, Hawaii. Like, why did they do that over there? Burn that city to the ground. I'm sure we'll probably, see more evidence of what the reasoning for that was. But when it comes to the LA area, I think that I think that it was strategically, this one was strategically planned. And also, one thing you have to understand is that like a lot of the stuff that we've seen in the past, like Lahaina is a perfect example. The pandemic, a lot of this stuff is like a dry run. They actually do it to like gather information, like the I call it the pandemic. That was done for many reasons, but also part of it was to see and basically like do data collection. I'm not talking about like just our like our biometrics and stuff like that. I'm talking about like just to see how society responds, things like that. So they do things for a certain reason, but they also do it to to gather that information so that the next time they do it, they're prepared for that that quote unquote backlash. So like I predicted that they're going to be doing this across the country, and it's going to go across the world. But I think here in America, it's definitely a priority. America's the last country that they need to destroy, as far as basically get it under the control of the elites. And that's why they're fighting so hard to get rid of our free speech and our right to own firearms. So getting back to why they selected LA, I think that it's obviously prime location. It's a great throughout the world, it's one of the best places to live, as far as the weather and how many people are attracted to it. It's obviously got like a high demand area when it was obviously a properly run state. But so I was trying to think of like, why did they do that? I mean, honestly, it's not a surprise to me. It's not a surprise at all, but there's a few things that stand out. It's, as I said, it's prime location, so they want to get that land, as much of that land, under their own control. And as I mentioned before, these property owners who had their houses burned down and all that, they don't realize that they're not building back. It's gone. They're not getting much. They're losing their money. But so it's basically like they're trying to do a land grab. And also what they're going to do is, mark my words, watch how fast. I don't know if you guys saw the story when the president of China came to visit the San Francisco area about a year ago. Did you see how fast they were able to clean up the homelessness? Like literally overnight, they cleaned it all up for his visit, and then it went back to normal. So when they have a plan, when they want to truly fix something, they can do that very, very easily, very, very quickly, and very, very efficiently. So like I was doing a little bit more digging. Obviously, I mean, it's not a surprise that they picked the LA area, but there's a few things that kind of stand out to me. And I was just trying to, like I said, you always want to kind of dig a little deeper, and you start realizing what's going on. So I personally believe that they're going to use LA area as the like poster child of these 15-minute cities and what can be done and how great they are. And so in my last video, I mentioned that they they have the Summer Olympics in 2028, but I did a little more research, and I realized that they actually have multiple things coming to the LA area, and sooner. So they actually have the World Cup is going to be hosted in LA in 2026, and the second one is the Super Bowl is going to be hosted in the LA area 2027. So we've got 2026 for the World Cup, 2027 for the Super Bowl, and 2028 for the Summer Olympics. And I think, I mark my words, they will have this 15-minute city built before the 2026 World Cup. And they're going to basically during the competitions, they're basically going to really talk about how great the city is, how beautiful it is, how it needs to become the model of around the world, and things like that. So they're basically going to use these three events as a commercial for these 15-minute cities. But as I said, mark my words, watch how efficiently they are able to build this city. And also another thing is that a lot of people don't know, they already have this planned out. All the plans are already written. They know already where everything's going. They have everything set up. I don't know if you guys watched the interview that Gavin Newsom did 3 days ago. Today's January 15th, so it was approximately January 12th. He did an interview with Meet the Press, and he mentioned two things. He basically mentioned LA 2.0. When they mentioned LA 2.0, that's their plan. They already knew what they were going to do. And they also talked about a Marshall Plan. And Marshall Plan basically means that the government's is gonna basically, honestly, what they want is going to happen. They don't care about people wanting to rebuild and getting these permits and stuff like that. They're basically saying we need to impose our power. We don't care what you guys think, and we're going to get all of this stuff done as quickly as possible. And one thing that they did in Lahaina is they basically wore down a lot of the people, to frustrate them and have them get foreclosed on their properties and things like that. I think what they're going to do here is they have to move pretty fast. So they're going to have to kind of force this, unlike they had to do in Lahaina. So I think basically Lahaina, they wanted to just really, they wanted to wait it out and frustrate people. Whereas here in LA, they're basically going to lay down the hammer and say, it's our way. We don't care what you guys think, but in a somewhat diplomatic way. But yeah, so that's the reason why I think that they had to do it now. And it's the start of all of it, but it's basically they need to get the area built and ready for the infomercials that are coming in 2026. So like I said, pay close attention to that, and we'll go from there. I think I might have mentioned before, obviously I don't get many views on this channel or these videos. I don't ask people to like and subscribe. Honestly, I don't care. I do it more for myself. I do it mainly because I don't like being wrong, and I like to be able to predict the future. So what I'm mainly doing it for is I'm doing it more as like a logging my predictions to see how accurate I am with this with the information that I gather, and kind of piece the puzzle together, put the pieces all together, and find out what the plan is. So